I off the top of my head, I wouldn't know. But since it's such a big transform of 49 to 1, you would think in your mind, which I don't think I'm correct, but you would think in your mind, because there is a 49 to 1, that there is quite a bit of loss. Well, depending upon the coin material, there can be quite a bit of loss, or there can be very little loss. But it all depends upon the losses of the core. That's the small trick. But what I ended up doing, and what made sense in my head, was I killed two 49 to 1 balance, and then ran 50 ohms into one, and then ran the high impedance side from one into the high impedance side of the second one, and then measured the loss of the two in series and divided by 2, and that's how I got my loss for a 49 to 1 balance. The loss coming out the other Balun on the PL259? Yeah, exactly. I went ahead and made a transformation from 50 ohms to 2450. And then, connected the second one to the first one, highest impedance side, back to lower impedance side. So that one was connected 2450 back to 50. And then ran some power through it with my spectrum analyzer, the tracking generator, my spectrum analyzer, and then physically measured the loss on both of them in the series, and then divided by 2 for a thing without. So how was the loss, and what type of core did you use? Well, there's 43 material cores, and they're 2.4 inch type 43 material cores. And the actual loss that I measured was less than a quarter of a dB. So the loss is quite minimal. They'll be saying there's a whole bunch of loss of balance. I was listening to a conversation on 7205, and I'm going, I don't really believe that. There's some loss granted, I think, because they need, but they're all going to be, bitching about, the NSAT being an inefficient antenna. Couldn't be further from the truth. The NSAT is a very, very efficient antenna. That's good information to know. I would have thought this the opposite. But you didn't testing and figured out there is no loss. A quarter of a dB, that's nothing. Exactly right. But that was the, I had the thought experiment in my head, and I built two of the balance, put them back to back, and then physically checked it with the spectrum analyzer, and characterized it on several different data. But that was my crazy thought experiment, and it's because I wanted to know. That's a very good point. Okay, I got one for you. It's some research that I did, and I was using a DX Engineering 1-to-1 choke balance. It's called a maxi core. It's not wrapped around toroids. It's kind of edged through a bunch of little toroids because it's pretty long. But it's coax, and I was using that, and with the doublet, and nothing I was doing was working correctly. And I'm scratching my head, changing the lanes, doing this, doing that, and then I finally came up on a website that led me to another website that just kept reiterating the same thing, that I needed to use a Guanella type. It had to be a Guanella type. And a Guanella type would stop the common mode and the current from coming back. And when I put that in there, it was like, well, voila. Yeah, one configuration is a voltage choke, the other one is a current choke. It's good. Yeah, and you have to use the right mode of the right application. You're absolutely correct. Yeah, I thought a 1-to-1 choke was just a 1-to-1 choke. And then I did up on the region, and I found out, no, I got to use a Guanella. And I had one here that was a 259. I used in mine one time on a regular choke, but it also looked at it, that one side. And it was wrapped with 400, but it's wrapped in the configuration of Guanella. It was 5 rounds one way, you crossed over, and you wrapped it 5 more times, one on the other side. And I put it lined up there, boom. There you go. I said, I'll be damned. think conceptually it's pretty neat, isn't it? It is. Yeah, but sometimes when you read this crap, the level of, the level of technical garbage that they apply to it makes it very difficult to understand in practice. Sometimes you actually have to try it, and then all of a sudden the light bulb goes on. That's what happens. It's just like that way, but it gets the do not use the photo one on a double. Do not use the photo one on a double. Do not use the photo one on a double. Anytime before that, I was always taught and did say use the photo one on a double. But well, what do I got to lose? I'm going to put this vanilla on here and do what they're telling me. And looky there, it worked. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I've heard some pretty strange antenna conversations. I mean, I listen to guys not only on 7205, but on a whole bunch of other frequencies as well. Then they have a whole bunch of preconceived notions of what's supposed to work and what's not supposed to work. And a lot of it is trial and error, and a lot of it is I heard this, as opposed to some really deep technical understanding of how the crap actually works. You know about the granola? That was when Travis was telling me about it. I was like, wow. I wasn't familiar with that. I might have heard about it, but I just never 4-to-1, 9-to-1, 1-to-1, chokes, and 49-to-1. But yeah. So you think that's a pretty good work? And I got one order. It's supposed to be in on it Thursday. It's like $100 bill. Well, it depends what kind of RF you're attempting to get rid of. It's different jokes are for different applications. And then over and above that, selecting the right choke is only half of it. But where to put the choke in the feed line is just as important. He could be a big Balun man, and I don't know if I think he had a 41. He said he was able to tune better. I don't know. I'm not going to get it. I'm going to experiment. If it works, I don't think it's going to be any better than my 41. Maybe it will be. Maybe for RF, it's not going to have that. I'm just curious. I want to see, being that it's not a transformer, the 41 or any transformers, it's more like a choke. And maybe as long as it can tune it, 20, 30, and 75 meters. Now, when I have one that comes out, taking like 20 meters. And if you want to tell me, hey, 20 meters, I guess I need to have the acuity, maybe, enough, high enough. But curiosity, that killed the cat, and I'm satisfied. Of course, thought of that, but no curiosity. There's another trying to on when I put that 1-to-1 vanilla in there, one actually involves get 2 antenna switches, and then run the Balun on one of the antenna switches, and then use the antenna switch with the other one. And then or either that or just go ahead and put the Balun in that line. And then listen for the noise floor for your receiver. I'm willing to bet that with the Balun in there, the noise floor actually goes down. Okay, like the 21 to Balun. So there's 1-to-1 being still thinking it's a choke with maybe an extra 12 light or something in there. We give you something a little bit more for 20 maybe. So one of them takes care of voltage-related issues, the other takes care of current-related issues, and usually it's common those kind of stuff. But you can use them in all kinds of various applications. I heard somebody else said that can I do. You can do it. And they moved here, so I came to Florida and ended up in my city. I'm on it. Can I hear you again? And your voice is familiar. Like a walk down something like, hey, you know what's telling me? Did I talk to you down? He's like, fuck it up. And probably 4 inches here now in the frequency. So why don't you come back out to the bottom and, he's a good guy to have on your side. We go back a lot of days, months, years. What's going on, man? Oh, nothing. I'm on a temporary antenna. I'm 22 with the heat test, and I'm like, around here so I get my antenna about 100 feet here, so I can put up about 1,000 watts, but
Ginger baby, just
but it's not good. I got to do it at 10 over 9 time. I think the band condition dropped a little bit right now. It's up, it's down, it's up a little bit. I don't think I hear you say it more than that. You guys get a call? Well, thematically, I just wasn't paying attention. I don't know that we get so many people that come and go, and they drop their kinetic thing. I'm probably not paying attention really, but I'm hearing they got a call so far. Yeah. Anyway, about to set the year off and set the same thing, sure. So I just want to nice stuff to everybody. Hey, yeah, man, you sounded good, buddy. Like the audio, man. Wait till you get that antenna up. Yeah, I'll get it up about 50 feet. That should be better. So, okay, guys, I just want to come in, wave the ball. I'm going to do hit blood. I'm going to drive by the shooting. I got to go upstairs and take care of the wife. So, the wife's little battle up here with the so, I'm going to take care of her. So I'll talk to you later. Okay. And one of the, we have Frankie here, Travis, and, okay, next time you come around, if you don't have a member, throw it in my hand. Yeah, we're pretty much there up for you. It could be anywhere from 4 or 5 down up to here, maybe you're doing 6 to 1 and split that we can do with that. So we pretty much stay around. Usually like 72, 12, sometimes even 15. It varies, like I said, depends who's on first and how it goes. And yeah, about this time late night. Still down on 27? I just left there feeling pretty nice. So, okay, all right, guys. I'm out. I'll see you all later, man. Nice to hear you, and it's always a pleasure. Long time, 20 years worth of talking, and everybody else. Joe, you too, and Frank, anybody else? Yeah. Hey, thanks for checking in every time. I do appreciate it and your presence. Absolutely. I'll holler over to Don and let him know. Okay, just checked in. Yeah. Take care. And one other W4 sure. I'll believe him. See you guys. Okay. Thank you, Joe. I seen him on Facebook. He looks good, man. He looks like he's ready to take a call or a hole. Yeah, he's in good shape. Maybe I gotta start doing that pumping air and getting some exercise more than what I'm just doing. It's just talking ham radio. You can do pretty much this. I am better shape, but I think I'm still pretty good for an old dog. Your jaw's pretty strong. That's funny. I have a couple with Geritol, you'll be fine. You're alright. What? I don't know about that Geritol thing. Here you go. I got tired blood. You don't have tired blood. Why do you think, why would you think Frank should have a player? One very mild, very soft spoken. Well, you never heard John McEnroe. Soft spoken and mild manner. You guys the same sentence? Yeah, there you go. Well, in the middle there, and the scholar. All right. I don't think I've played tennis for a lot of years, but I'm at the age these days where I don't run unless I'm being chased. Joe. One for the money, two for the show. Three, get ready, go, man, go. See about that guy down south, Collier County? SWC got involved. It appears that a man and a dog has been killed by a bear. I think I heard that. appears that way. FWC is doing the investigation. I guess there's been a couple of attacks from it there, but never that they started recording anything because a man being killed by one. In South Collier County, down by Big Cypress Wildlife Management Area. Wow. I didn't think we had any big bears out there. I thought they were all small. They are, most of them are, but I'll tell you, I've been out hog hunting, Frank, and yeah, we've come across some that they're pretty hefty. Maybe the bear was attacking the dog and had a fight on him or something. And you know, people with your animal, that's like your kid, ran over there to jump on the bear, started punching on him or whatever, and he let loose the dog, and I could see something like that happening. Like a dog fight, you know, get between two dogs, and that's a little, little lap dog. Maybe you get away with it, but a fight here and there. But big dogs, bear fighting, I was still a 44 right there. And, oh my God! I mean, I would just to know what he did right there. Oh yeah, I'd take him out. I'd execute him, no doubt about it. There would be no thing, no thought about it. Well, I can figure. I mean, bears are more likely to run away from here than they are to do anything else. But if they've got cubs, if there's a big female with cubs, man, they'll defend their cubs to the end. Yeah, absolutely right. Oh yeah, I mean, any wildlife would do like that. You know, you've heard it said the mother hen, and that's in a bird family. You know, that's what her babies. Go ahead, Bill. And you have somewhere here in South Florida, but I think if you had cubs, young ones, that would have came out on the news too. But we haven't heard anything about their cubs. Well, they're not sure about it, South, because nobody saw it happen. Oh, nobody saw it happen. No, they just found the guy with the dead dog. They don't have enough data yet. But hey guys, listen, let me get out of here. I just want to come in and say hi, and ended up meeting my gums for a while, but I'll catch up with you guys a little bit later. I'm going to get out of here and get showered up and get ready for the floor show. Take care, Frank. So glad to have you, man. Definitely an honor. Good people. Looking forward to everything, and I'll come and see you then. Enjoy. Good night. Thanks for coming in there. It's great. Good talking to you. Love you, folks.